The descent into the abyss, what awaits inside a black hole. Imagine that you are floating in space, far beyond the comforting glow of distant stars, where darkness dominates and light becomes a rare commodity. Suddenly there it is, a black hole. Silent, looming, and impossibly vast. Its presence feels like an absence, a void, a rip in the fabric of existence itself. Without fully understanding why, you feel a force pulling you towards it. Slowly at first, but inevitably, the pull intensifies as if the universe itself has decided to reel you in. Crossing the event horizon. As you drift closer, there is a moment when everything around you changes. It is the event horizon, the boundary between the known universe and something far stranger. Passing through this threshold feels like slipping into a place where time itself begins to warp. This is the point of no return. The light from the outside world is now forever out of reach, and nothing, not even information, can escape from here. The event horizon is more than a line in space. It is a boundary of experience. On one side, things still make sense. On the other, the rules dissolve. The warping of time and space. Inside the event horizon, space no longer behaves like the space you once knew. It's as if you are trapped in a river that flows only inward, and no matter how hard you try, there is no swimming against this current. This is gravity at its most extreme, bending space-time into a funnel-like shape. But the most unnerving change is time itself. Outside, time flowed at its familiar pace, steady and predictable. Now it begins to stretch. Each second feels like an eternity. You glance back toward the universe you left behind and something surreal happens. Everything outside seems to accelerate. The entire universe seems to be racing forward in time while you are suspended in slow motion. You realize that for those outside, your fall into the black hole has already happened. From their perspective, you froze at the event horizon, suspended for all eternity. Yet for you, the journey has only just begun. The tidal forces, being stretched by infinity. As you move deeper into the black hole, the gravitational pull intensifies to unfathomable degrees. This is where the concept of spaghettification comes in, a gruesome term for a very real phenomenon. The gravity at your feet is now vastly stronger than at your head. You are being stretched, pulled apart atom by atom. The black hole is devouring you not quickly, but in slow, excruciating fragments. But there's more to this than the mere physics of being torn apart. Something stranger is happening. As you are stretched, your sense of self begins to unravel. It's as if your mind, once so centered, is dispersing along with your body. You are no longer entirely you in the way you were outside. The black hole is not just crushing your physical being, but also disassembling the very concept of who you are. The singularity, the final unknown. You are now hurtling toward the singularity, the very heart of the black hole, where all the laws of physics break down. This is the point where space and time are crushed into a single point, an infinitesimal dot of unimaginable density. Every instinct, every thought tells you that this is the end. The singularity is often described as a tear in the fabric of the universe, a place where time, space, matter, and energy are no longer distinguishable. But what does it mean to reach the singularity? The very notion of place and time ceases to have meaning here. For all you know, you may have already crossed this threshold without realizing it. Or perhaps, the singularity is not a location at all, but a state of being, a dissolution of self and universe into one incomprehensible entity, and yet something remains. You are conscious, though your body is no more. Your awareness hovers in a space where there is no time, no distance, and no form. This is the singularity's greatest mystery. Beyond the destruction of matter and energy, there lies something else, something intangible and impossible to define. Shub, what lies beyond? At this point, the question looms large. What is beyond the singularity? Is it the final end of existence, or does it lead somewhere new? Philosophers and physicists have pondered this very question for centuries, and yet no one knows for certain. Could the black hole be a portal to another universe, a passage through which new dimensions and realities await? Or is it the ultimate void, a place where all things vanish without a trace? In your mind's eye, you glimpse something, a memory, a flash, a vision of light beyond the darkness. It feels like understanding, like truth unfolding in a way no words can capture. Perhaps the black hole is not an end, but a transformation. Just as a star collapses into darkness, maybe consciousness itself is reshaped into something new. You cannot know for certain what comes next. All that is left is the sense of wonder, the boundless, ineffable curiosity about what lies beyond the singularity. You have fallen into the black hole, and though you can no longer return to the universe you once knew, you now carry with you the greatest mystery of all, what it means to transcend the boundaries of existence itself. A journey without end. As you float in this place beyond time, you come to realize that the journey was never truly about reaching an end. It was always about the questions, the infinite possibilities that lie in the unknown. The black hole, in its dark and terrifying form, is not merely a destructive force. It is also an invitation, a doorway to something greater, something beyond comprehension. In the final moments before consciousness itself disperses into the void, you feel a quiet revelation. The black hole is a mirror, reflecting back the deepest questions of existence. Who are we? What is the nature of reality? Where do we go when all is said and done? And in that last moment, you understand that the answers lie not in the knowledge of what is, but in the acceptance of what may never be known.